Closing day on a house. What happens on closing day for a seller? When do you as the seller get your money after closing on a house? That's what we'll talk about next. Hi, I'm Kelly Vandever. I'm a real estate agent in the Atlanta, Georgia area with Keller Williams, North Atlanta. It's closing day. Part of what happens on closing day actually happens before you ever get to the closing table. You want to make sure that you're bringing a picture ID with you. You may also need another form of identification. The closing attorney will tell you what those requirements are in their email. I also recommend that you bring a checkbook with you or a couple of counter checks if you don't regularly have a checkbook, just in case something comes up. What would the check be for? It can be any number of things, but just to be on the safe side, bring a checkbook with you, just in case. You'll also need to bring all your keys and garage door openers to the closing table. On closing day, what traditionally happens is that all the parties come together at the closing table and sign the documents that transfer the title from you as the seller to the new owners. Depending on the law firm and depending on the lawyer involved and depending on COVID protocols, you may or may not be in the same room as the person that is buying your house. Occasionally it happens that the person buying the house won't be in the same room with you, either because of COVID concerns or because they're not physically in the state at the time that the house is being closed on. When possible and everybody is able to come together, it really is a lovely sight to see the interaction between the people selling the house that they've loved for so long and the new buyers who have fallen in love with the house themselves. It can be an emotional time as you're letting go of the house that you lived in, that you loved, that you had so much life in. That's why we focus on the next step, why you're selling the house in the first place. You've made this good investment, and now it's time to get the proceeds from the sale. So when do you get your money from the proceeds of closing on your house? That same day. If the person buying your house is paying cash for the house, then they have already wired the money to the closing attorney, and then the closing attorney cuts a check to you. If the buyer is using a lender, part of what takes so long, in addition to signing all of the documents, is that we are waiting on the lender to fund the loan. The closing attorney is waiting to hear from the lender they've funded the loan and that they've received the money. At that point, the closing attorney will either write a check or wire the money into your account. So that's the process. That's the process of selling your house. There could be other complications, of course, that are involved. And there are a lot of moving parts. But one chapter has ended and another one is beginning. I hope you found this series of videos helpful in making your move easier and understanding the whole home selling process flow. For a guide on the overall process flow in selling your house, follow the link below. If you'd like some help selling your house in the metro Atlanta area, I'd love to work with you. Please reach out.